Hello friend, I'm Laia. Welcome to this cozy yoga session for when you want to find comfort and move in a gentle way that invite relaxation, calmness, and grounding. I am wearing socks and a cozy sweater because we'll be spending the entire time on the ground. So I invite you to wear comfortable, loose clothing and to grab any props that you may want to make the practice more accessible to yourself. And I will also be offering different options. So bring yourself to lie down on the ground, lie on your back. And just take a moment to make yourself comfortable. Maybe you stretch all the way out. Or perhaps you bring your feet to the ground a little bit wider than your hips and you let your knees rest over one another as you bring your hands to lie on your belly. And just for a moment, move your head a little side to side, noticing the space that you're in. And eventually bring yourself to stillness, letting your entire being arrive into the present moment, pulling all the parts of yourself that are scattered and letting yourself arrive right here, right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth. Soften, even if it's just 1% more. Inhale, noticing the expansion. Exhale, let yourself soften just a little bit more. Imagine the ground holding you, supporting you, receiving you. One more breath, inhale. Slow exhale. Stretch your arms overhead, maybe all the way or with your elbows bent. And just take a moment to allow the knees to face up toward the ceiling. Heel to your feet gently toward one another and press your low back toward the earth. Let yourself remain here, or on your next inhalation, extend your legs up toward the ceiling again. Let your knees be as bent as you want. Your arms could remain overhead, or maybe you bring your hands behind your thighs to support yourself. And for a moment, create a few circles with your ankles here. First one way, and then the other. Staying with your breath, inhale. And on the exhalation, draw your knees toward the chest, and maybe the weight of the legs is enough. Or you could bring your hands underneath your knees or over your shins to create a little bit more sensation. And let yourself move a little side to side as you breathe in and out. Just noticing how your body feels and how can you let yourself be more gentle to yourself. Deep breath in and out. Lower your feet to the ground. Open your arms out to the sides, however feels good for you. And heel toe your feet a little bit wider. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, move your hips a little to the right and allow both knees to go to the left. Maybe you cross your left ankle over your right knee and you gaze over to the right. Let yourself settle and shift anything that needs shifting until you are a little bit more comfortable than you think you deserve. Soften into the shape, soften into the moment. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out completely. Again, inhale and exhale. Uncross the ankle. Bring your head and your knees back to neutral. Shift your hips to the center for a moment. Inhale. And on the exhalation, shift your hips to the left. Allow the knees to surrender to the right. Maybe your gaze goes to the left and you could always cross your right ankle over to deepen the stretch, to create a different sensation. Breathe, let go, surrender. One more breath here. And then uncross the ankle, Bring your knees back to center, bring your neck back to neutral. Now on your next inhalation, stretch your arms and your legs away from you. Stretch your entire body. Take a deep inhalation, feeling the length of your entire body from the heels through the legs, the hips, the torso, the arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend your knees again, roll toward either side, coming into a fetal position. And let yourself curl into yourself just a bit more. Give yourself a little hug. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. One more breath here. And on your next inhalation, remain sideways as you press yourself up. Stagger your legs. Take your feet to the left side. Lengthen through the spine. And you can keep your right hand on the floor. Inhale here to lengthen. And as you exhale, lean a little bit toward the side where the feet are. Perhaps your right arm lifts up. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lean a little bit more to the right. Or to the left, rather. Maybe your right hand comes behind the head. Just breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your torso back to neutral. Release your right hand down to the floor. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, take your left hand toward your right knee and your right hand behind you and twist a little bit toward the right. You can take the twist as shallow or as deep as you want. The important thing here is that you're breathing, that you notice the expansion and the contraction of the breath, that you notice where the tension is being held, and you let yourself consider softening just a bit. One more breath. And on your next inhalation, bring yourself to the center, lean back a bit, and sway your legs to the other side. So your feet now are on the right side. Lengthen through your spine as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, lean sideways toward the side where the feet are. Maybe you stay here, or on your inhalation, lift your left arm up, reach and extend. And on your exhalation, lean a little bit more toward the right. Maybe your left hand rests behind your head. Notice where you feel spacious, where you find goodness, where you find pleasure. One more breath. On your next inhalation, bring your torso to neutral. Release both hands down to the floor, finding length. Inhale. And on the exhalation, take a twist toward the left side, keeping the spine long, the breath full and steady. The awareness right here, right now, as much as you can. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. Lean back a bit. And bring both feet in front of you, as narrow or as wide as you need to make space for your belly and your torso. Lift your chest to inhale. And on the exhalation, melt your heart, your chest, and your head down. Feel free to sway side to side or find stillness here. Let your back round as much as it needs to round. One more breath. And then slowly lift yourself up. Draw the soles of the feet toward one another. They could come together or they could remain a little bit separate. And also consider the difference between bringing your feet really close toward your groins or keeping your feet farther forward. One's not better than the other. Relax your shoulders, lengthen your spine, and keep your hands maybe on your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles. Inhale to lift your chest. And on the exhalation, leading with your heart, let yourself fold forward, only going as far as feels good. Eventually your head can hang heavy, or it can find a surface to rest on. Would you rather be in stillness, or would a little bit of movement side to side bring you more joy, more comfort, more gentleness? Choose what works for you. But whatever you choose, breathe. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And then on your next inhalation, slowly press yourself up. With the help of the hands, draw the knees toward one another. Give yourself a hug. Relax your head down again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lift yourself up. Bring your legs around and bring your big toes to touch. Separate your knees. And then cross your right wrist over the left or your right elbow over the left and slide down, letting the forehead rest over the arms. Notice what arises. Notice your capacity for being with what's going on and letting the breath do the work. As you simply let yourself be. One more breath. And then slowly press yourself up. Lengthen your spine for a moment here. Breathe in. And as you breathe out this time, cross the left arm over the right, either at the wrist or toward the elbows, and let yourself come down once again. Maybe stillness serves you, maybe a little bit of movement. There's no right or wrong. What does being cozy and feeling cozy mean to you? And how could you embody that right here, right now, just by the choices that you make in every shape, at every breath? One more inhale. And exhale. Start to slowly press yourself up. And you could choose here to bring yourself to lie on your back, or maybe today you choose to bring yourself to lie on your abdomen. Make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead down if that's your choice. And you could stay here, or maybe you slide your right knee to the side for a few breaths. If you're lying on your back, same thing, draw your right knee into your chest and then draw it out to the right. Breathe. Soften, let go, even if it's just for this breath. If your knee is on the side, slide your right leg next to the left once again. Inhale. And on the exhalation, left knee out to the side if you're lying on your abdomen. If you're lying on the back, first draw it into the chest as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, draw the knee out to the left. Breathe. And then eventually extending both legs. If you're lying on your belly, maybe you take one ear to the floor. If you're lying on your back, stretch yourself out. And just give yourself a few breaths here, resting, relaxing, doing absolutely nothing other than existing. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go. One more breath wherever you may be. If you have extra time today, I invite you to stay here for a few more minutes. Maybe cover yourself up with a blanket, get as cozy as you possibly can. If it's time for you to move on with your day, just take a moment to find movement back in your body by wiggling your toes, your fingers, stretching out. And eventually moving gently and kindly. Bring yourself back to a seat. Rest your hands on your lap or your knees, or maybe bring one hand to your abdomen, one hand to your heart. And just notice how you feel. Maybe you imagine a small light warm, bright, radiant within you. And you let it expand every time you inhale. And you soften every time you exhale. One more deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out. And just give yourself a moment to notice how you feel after this practice. And I invite you to consider a few things that you consider cozy, that make you feel loved and warm and cared for. Maybe you write them down, maybe you just name them. And perhaps today or in the next few days, you do some of those cozy activities. I hope that you've enjoyed this cozy yoga practice, that you feel warm, that you feel loved, and that you grab this practice anytime that you want to feel this way again. If you have enjoyed this yoga class, I invite you to try these as well, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Until then, take care and be well.